This book is called Emma's Elephant by David Xiao and is illustrated by Enrico Salustio. Again, with some names, we have, if you are not comfortable, you're not sure how to pronounce the illustrator's name or the surname, you can go with what you're comfortable with. You won't be judged on that. It's more, telling the story and getting the point across. You can tell the children that this is a local writer. Mr. David Xiao is a local writer. So this is a book written by a Singaporean for everyone else. And then you can also highlight the illustrations. Look at that. How the elephant first is like in dotted lines. And then how it sort of comes alive, okay, when it's colored in. So the elephant is Ella, right? The elephant is Ella, and she's an imaginary friend of the little girl Emma. So that's why, you see, part 2 Emma, she's very real, but otherwise, actually, she's just imaginary. So then you look at this, partly grey, filled in elephant color, and then the black and white dotted lines to show you that it's an imaginary friend. So, hello, I'm Emma, and I have an elephant. Her name is Ella. She has one long trunk, 2 floppy ears, 4 big feet, 1 tiny tail. And she's invisible. But if she likes you, she'll let you see her. Can you see her? Can you all see her? Yes, you can. So that means she likes us. I can see her too. Look at that. I can see her. She likes us. Yay! Ella wasn't always invisible. She was once an ordinary elephant. She lived in Africa with all her friends. Look at that. All these animals. What animal is that? That's a zebra. That's a giraffe. That's hippopotamus. One day, some mean hunters tried to shoot her. This wasn't very nice, was it? Ella was so frightened, she turned invisible and ran away. So now we know why she's invisible. She ran around the world and all the way to my house. When the doorbell rang, I heard a small voice say, "May I come in?" Then 2 sad eyes, 1 long trunk, 2 floppy ears, 4 big feet, 1 tiny tail appeared. "Hello, may I have something to eat?" Ella said shyly. After running around the world, she was very, very hungry and very, very thirsty. So I invited her in for some cookies and milk. After eating mountains of cookies and drinking gallons of milk, she told me all about the mean hunters and how they had tried to shoot her. Look at that. Consoling herself. This made me very angry. "Don't worry, I'll look after you," I said. She's happy again. Look at that. All those bottles of milk. But now she's happy because Emma is going to help her. "But who will look after my friends?" Ella asked sadly. I thought, and then I hatched a plan. I whispered it into one of Ella's floppy ears. A big smile spread across her face. Let's see. Then she lifted me onto her back as she turned invisible. And we ran straight out of the door. I wonder where they're going. Let's find out. We ran round the world and all the way to Africa. We ran past lazing lions, past galloping giraffes. Look at those lions, the giraffes. Past the crying crocodiles and right up to the enormous elephants. Where's Emma? Do you see Emma? And do you see Ella? Do you see them? Where are they? All right, yeah, there they are. Good. no one could see me because I hid behind one of Ella's invisible ears. Wow. I watched the daddy elephants gathering the food. I watched the mummy elephants looking after the babies. And Ella watched out for any sign of danger. See here? Emma's hiding behind one of Ella's invisible ears. And so she's invisible too. Suddenly, Ella began to tremble. "The hunters are here," she whispered. They made me very angry. They made Ella very scared. "Remember our plan?" I whispered. When Ella had mustered all of her courage, we quietly snuck up behind the hunters. So scared, so scared. Lucky she has Emma, isn't it? There. Emma's comforting Ella and telling her, "It's all right, I'm there to help you." And she's feeling much better. So let's see what they do. And just as they were about to shoot, the hunters were going to shoot, Ella bellowed the biggest boo anyone had ever bellowed. Shall we try that? Look at that. Big one. Let's go. Boo! I'm sure you can be louder than that. Can you all do it together? 1, 2, 3. Yes! Oh, look at that. They're all scared. I'm scared. That was a very loud one. This frightened the hunters so much that they jumped right out of their pants. Look at that. They've left their pants behind. They're going in their shorts. Then Ella and I chased them everywhere. They ran here, they ran there. They ran right into a herd of elephants. This made the elephants so angry that they began to chase the hunters too. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Look at that. They're chasing them away, away, away. Go. And she's really happy. I'm happy too. The park rangers came to find out why the elephants were running around so much. "Help! An invisible elephant is chasing us!" the hunters said. "Hunting is not allowed," the ranger snapped. "And where are your pants?" I like that. Look at that. They're still in their underpants. But before the hunters could answer, the rangers packed them into the back of their truck and took them away, as they should. The elephants all cheered. They wondered if an invisible elephant really had scared the hunters. "We did," Ella said, as she began to appear. Look at that. She's beginning to appear. She was invisible, and now the color's coming back in. So all the animals there were wondering at first. Now they know. "Hello," I said, peeking out from behind Ella's ears. All the elephants bellowed their thanks, and they invited me to stay and play. But it was past my bedtime, and I had to go home. They want her to play. But she's a good girl, isn't she? She's not going to stay beyond her bed. She knows it's beyond bedtime. She needs to get home now. So Ella turned invisible, and we ran around the world all the way back to my house. When I gave her a goodbye hug, Ella began to cry because she didn't want to go. I didn't want her to go either. And then they are saying goodbye. Then I had an idea. An invisible elephant and a small girl could protect a lot of other animals around the world. Yeah, not just elephants, right? I whispered my idea into one of her big floppy ears. And see, what was her idea? They could save other animals. Let's look at the other animals. Like the tiger, the whale, the gorilla, and the panda. Yeah. Is it a good idea? I think so. A big smile spread across Ella's face. The end. Now, at the end of this book, you can speak to them about how we can help the environment, how we can help the endangered species, all the animals that we know whose numbers are dwindling. You can ask them whether they know about the subject and give them more information. Like they've already shown the 4 pictures here at the back of the book, here. The tiger and the whale and the gorilla and the panda. Especially the panda, I think, will resonate with the children at that age because it's quite a popular thing. And we also have pandas at the zoo, so they'll know a lot about them. And then you can educate them, give them a bit more information about what we can do on our, as you know, on our side, for our part, what we can do to help conserve the environment for these creatures and for ourselves as well.